Hello and welcome back to the Bobber Plays, our Railroad Tycoon 2 campaign. We are about to show one of the first exploits in the series. Whistle, stops and promises. Mogul. Medium performance at everything.
I always said the only thing that puts out more hot air than a pot-bellied steam engine is a pot-bellied politician. Well, it seems Teddy Roosevelt wants to take a political tour of the Northwest. He wants to cover as much ground as possible. Well, now's your chance to prove your railroad to not only Teddy, but any future leaders. Seems I recall a man by the name of Harry Truman a few years later. Was fond of the whistle-stop tour also. Oh, and I'd advise you to make sure this ride goes well. I've seen Teddy use that big stick when he missed a stop.
Okay, so this episode is purely a pathing challenge. It's not about money, it's not about the stock market, it's not about connecting X to Z and hauling Y number of loads. You've just got to visit as many cities as possible. The challenge is meant to be, do you pick the high-speed one that goes high-speed but is terrible on grades, the one that's middle of the road, which is the one that we picked, it's kind of average at both, or the one that's amazing at grades but shitty at long, high-speed flats. And you're meant to do a pathing challenge, and the correct path is something like... Oops, no, I made a mistake. Oh, and I made another mistake. The correct path is something like... You have to go up here, because otherwise you run out of water trying to get down to Portland. Something like that. You get your win. But to do that, you sort of have to play the roulette of upping your this, and you have to have picked the right train. Whereas you can win with basically any train if we make use of this little exploit. You're supposed to say you can't change car setups in this scenario. You're meant to have a full heavy train with a caboose on the end. But you can't change car setups. But if you click that, oh look, I am allowed to change car setups. Boop, 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 boop. Then you, then you, then you, then you, then you, then you, then you. Then you again, you again. You. That'll do. And because we've got nothing but the caboose on now, we should be able to up that. Ready, steady, cook. And let's lock this view on here. So just as a comparison, we're supposed to have a full load, which would be about 100 and something tons. So probably like the 5 level of thing here. And instead, we're traveling at 1. We're traveling at, a good bonus 50% easily. And that's on the flats. On the heavier bits, it's even better. On the heavier bits, we're going something like 5 times as fast. As in the heavier bits, meaning the inclines. So there's one place up here that says if you get to me quickly enough, we'll upgrade your train, but that's a trap. Don't even try to do that if you aren't exploiting. It's not a good deal to make. You have to miss too many stops on the way to there in order to make it there on time. See, we've run out of water, which is why we go up there and then we come back down. Because if we had tried going all that way without water, we would just waste a whole bunch of time. Now down to Salem. And then Eugene. Coast. Oh, breakdown because we're pushing the train extra hard. But even with the breakdown, it won't matter. There's no way we can lose this with the exploit. Well, I suppose the train could crash entirely. Then we could lose it. There we go. He's complaining that you haven't arrived quickly enough to earn the bonus thingy. You know what? I'll do my usual level of conservatism and only go one over. If we lost this because it exploded, it would be very embarrassing. And the fact that this level is designed that you actually run out of water is a bit crappy as far as I'm concerned. They shouldn't make it like... In the real world, you wouldn't design your stations so far away from each other that they would have run out of water. So it doesn't feel realistic that the map would actually be like that. We won!
Well, looks like you made some pretty influential friends out west. That's good. Hopefully you learn from them, 'cause you'll need every favor and trick you can muster up for this next doozy.
Join us soon for the 6th campaign in Canada, where the Canadians come from. Peace.